The basic armbar is an extremely versatile submission hold. It can be used from the mounted position, across side, knee on stomach, and half guard. Here we see it used from the guard position. It is worth spending the time to perfect this move. In mixed martial arts competition and grappling tournaments, the armbar is probably the single most successful finishing hold. Only the guillotine choke comes close. In addition, the armbar combines very well with other moves such as the triangle choke, all the collar chokes, and the knee bar. 1. The opponent is locked in a tight defensive lock. The best moment to break the arm comes when the opponent straightens his arms. You can use the hull if he grabs your chest, arms, neck, or face. In this case, the opponent's straightened arms are on his chest, providing a great chance. 2. Choose the hand you are going to break. The key here is a strong grip on the chosen hand. If the opponent manages to pull it out, the hull will not pass, although there is a series of movements that follow after the opponent releases his hand. The most effective will be to grab the opponent's wrist. If you attack with your right hand, then grab the wrist with your left hand, and press him to your chest. By doing so, you make it difficult for your opponent to pull his hand back. Reach out the other hand and bring it under the opponent's arm, not under the one you are wringing. If you pass your hand over the opponent's hand, it will be much easier for him to free himself. Grab your hand at the elbow. 3. Place your foot on the opponent's thigh, on the same side as the attacked hand. It is used to push the hips to the same side. The push is a key part of the movement. It allows you to get at the right angle to the opponent. If you are directly in front of your opponent, it will be very difficult for you to make the next move. By kicking off his hip, you move sideways into an excellent position to attack. A simple test that allows you to believe that you have moved correctly is that at the end of the movement you will look into the opponent's ear. Make sure your hips and glutes are completely off the floor during the push. Your pelvis should move straight towards your opponent's arm. If you don't get your hips off the ground, or if you don't lift them high enough, it will be much easier for your opponent to pull his arm out and free himself. Bring the other leg behind the back of the opponent, from the side of the arm that you are not wringing. Use this leg as a hook that holds the opponent's body and bends him to the ground, which makes the movement much easier. It will also help you raise your hips high. Here you can clearly see how to put your foot behind the opponent's back, almost next to his neck. Then, with a heavy hook, hook the opponent's body. This shows an important detail regarding the position of the hips on the other side. Pay attention to how high the hips are raised. This makes it difficult to pull your hand out of the trap and free even the strongest opponent. Raising your hips up, catch your opponent's arm with your hips and leg. It is they who do not allow the opponent's hand to slip out. Your hands firmly hold the opponent's hand. 4. After all these movements, it is easy to tear the leg off the opponent's hip and throw it over his head. Now grab the opponent's wrist with both hands, then bring the knees together and point the legs down to the floor, bending the opponent's head. At the end, push the hips up towards the ceiling, stretching the opponent's elbow even more. He must accept either defeat or a serious injury to the elbow joint. A common mistake here is to cross your legs. Don't do it, just push down.